Gentlemen, motivation is like the friend who hypes you up to go to the gym or even to go running with you. He's like, hey man, me and you, we're going to do this. We're going to get trimmed, then we're going to get buff together. And then when it's time to go to the gym, that dude, you're texting him. You'd be like, hey man, I thought we were supposed to be meeting at the gym. I thought we were supposed to be, getting this marathon running on. We're supposed to be getting swole together. We're supposed to be getting lean together. Where you at, bro? Yeah, that's motivation. Because see, look, motivation is unreliable, it's inconsistent, and honestly, it's a straight up liar. Look, motivation is one of those great things when it actually shows up. But honestly, it's something you cannot rely on when you need to get things done. You're already losing if that's what you're relying on. Because look, gentlemen, we don't need to wait for motivation. Men, real men, we rely on discipline. Because look, guys, here's the truth. Your goals, they do not care about your feelings. Your bank account doesn't care if you don't feel like saving money today. Your body, it don't care if you don't feel like working out today. Your stomach probably ain't gonna care if you don't feel like eating clean. And 100%, man, your family, they don't care if you don't feel like showing up today. Every day they need you. So today, I'm going to be talking about how to build discipline. It is that secret weapon for success in us men. And I'll be covering things like fitness and finances, faith, and more importantly, relationships, because discipline applies in every aspect of your life. Want to hear about it? Well, let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson. I want to welcome you to the Legacy Gentleman channel. On this channel, every day we talk about the values, skills, and works that will be admired and desired 1,000 years from now. And when we cultivate all those skills, you, sir, will be a legacy gentleman. As I said today, we're going to be talking about discipline. I don't know if you ever heard this, but men, we should not be emotional. We should actually act on reason and logic. And let me tell you, motivation, it's an emotion. It comes and it goes. But discipline, that's a system based on logic, based on steps you can follow. And that's what we need to be doing. Think about this. Proverbs 28:25 says, like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. So in other words, a man without discipline is really defenseless. He's like a house with no doors, and any distraction or any stranger or any excuse or really any temptation can come in and take over. Hey, do you know what separates the great man from the average man? It's not talent and it ain't luck. It's discipline. Think about some great figures throughout history. Like Michael Jordan, he didn't become the GOAT because he felt like practicing. Steve Jobs, he didn't build Apple because he felt like waiting for inspiration to strike. Even David, he didn't beat Goliath because he got hyped up. Michael Jordan started all the way back when he's in high school. He didn't make the varsity team, and that drove him to be the greatest of all time, still in my opinion. Steve Jobs, he had a bunch of rejection in life, but he had a vision in his head and he demanded perfection. That's how he built Apple. And David, you can watch, he fought and killed a lion, he fought and killed a bear. So Goliath, that was just another stepping stone for him. So men, we have got to put in the work, just like these men did. And if you want to win in life, you've got to do the same. All right, so let's talk about fitness. When it comes to me, I spent 22 years in the Navy, and every 6 months I would get tested on my fitness. So I had this kind of baseline I had to stay at to exercise regularly so I'd be able to pass the test and even pass that to actually be someone who did very well on it. But fellas, some of y'all start the new year out right strong. You're like, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna eat these protein shakes. You even buy like these cool outfits that you're matched in, looking all fly. You hit up the gym and you're doing that for about 3 weeks. Then when 3 weeks hit, all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'll get back started next week on a Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? Or you're like, man, I'm super busy. I just can't do this. I just can't. Or you're like, you know what? I'm trying to eat better, but no, this is gonna be my cheat day today. Or you just be like, plain, I don't have time to do it today. Guys, here's what's happening here. That is a motivation failing. And you know what? If we don't have discipline to replace it, it really is gonna all fall apart. Here's the truth. Your body is the foundation for your strength as a man. See, a strong body equals a strong man, and that's really period. And no matter how weak of a man you are, you're stronger than 99% of the women. And they need you, whether they know it or not, to physically protect them. So man, here's what you do. Set a bare minimum routine, even if you don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Show up to your workout. Even if you don't work out that hard, just start there and build on it. You know what I'm saying? Do like 10 push-ups or a 15-minute walk, whatever it takes to get you in the habit. Because that's where you have to start. With a habit, then build on it. All right, so let's talk about finances. And man, it is like the number 2 thing to me from a perspective of a man. Number 1 is your fitness, because if your fitness is bad, you ain't gonna live long enough. But number 2 is finances. And honestly, for most women, finances is probably number 1. But some of y'all out there, you swear that the universe is conspiring against you financially. But here's the fact of the matter, guys. If your paycheck disappears faster than like a Snapchat message, then that's something you're doing and not fate. You are lacking discipline. You need a budget. You need to decide what you're going to spend money on, and then you need to actually do it. Gentlemen, think about it like this. Discipline in finances, it equals wealth. Lack of discipline in finances equals that struggle life that a lot of people are dealing with. Look, guys, if you can't walk past a pair of Jordans without swiping your card to get it, then we found the problem. If you order DoorDash 4 times a week, but you claim you're broke, we probably found the problem there too. Look, guys, think about it like this. Money is not just earned. It is managed. And if you don't have a system of saving, investing, and budgeting, then you're always going to be playing catch up. I've seen it happen to too many people. In fact, I was that guy one time. And when I first joined the Navy, I was 18 years old, and it was cool. I wasn't in college, right? So I could go out clubbing, I could go out spending money on girls, and I would still have a place to live and 3 square meals a day because I lived in the barracks. And I had an older sailor talk to me. He was like, hey man, look at me. He was like 4 years older than me. He was like, I own my truck. It was like a 2-year-old truck. I have savings. I have this much in savings. I have stocks and I have investment. And I'm only 4 years older than you. And the way that I was able to build all this up is I ain't spending my money like you. You're acting like a drunken sailor. You're a smart enough guy that you can do something better with your money. I don't even know if he knew that conversation had so much of an effect on me, but it made me start thinking. I started to watch the way he moved, and I started watching how much the women liked him. He was a big in shape dude, and he had he was a white dude, so he had gray eyes. But you know what? He also mastered his finances. And to a lot of the women, he was a guy that they wanted to get with. And he gave me that great advice, and it really stuck with me. So here's some tips. First, start tracking your spending. That's what's called a budget, but just start tracking your spending. And then stop negotiating your savings goal. Set it and make it happen. And then stop buying things to impress other people who don't care about you. Think about this undeniable truth of life. Gentlemen build wealth. Boys, they flex their paychecks. Look, let's talk about something that's very important now, and it is faith. You ever notice how some dudes treat God? They treat him like he's some sort of crisis hotline. They only pray when things go bad. But guys, let me tell you the truth. The truth is faith is much like that gym we were talking about. If you only show up when you're struggling, you're going to always be weak. Being a Christian, which is 100% what I call myself, it's about having a relationship with Christ. It's about having a relationship with God. And you cannot have a relationship with anyone that you only talk to when you need something, that you only talk to on Christmas and freaking Easter. That is the thing that all of us as men need to develop, this legitimate relationship with our Savior. So men, pray constantly, whether you feel like it or not. Set aside time to pray in the morning and pray throughout the day. Real prayer where you are talking to God. Read the scriptures daily. Set aside time to do that when you pray or sometimes later, but because the wisdom of God is in the scriptures, it's in the Bible, and it will fuel your soul. Other thing, guys, you got to surround yourself with men of faith. I don't know where you live, but I can tell you that was a struggle for me a lot of times when I was in the military. But maybe surrounding myself with men of faith was sometimes finding one or two people that would actually pray with me, that would actually read the Bible with me. But you can't get away from this fact. Like I said before, you don't want to be like that city with the broken walls. Start small, make it a daily habit. 5 minutes of prayer, read one chapter in the scripture, one section of a chapter. But you want to build consistency. Start small. Make it a daily habit that you pray 5 minutes a day. Start with 5 minutes a day. And then read like one section of the Bible. They're divided by sections, and they tell you a small part of it, maybe like 5 to 10 verses. Start and reading that. And then you can build up your intensity. You'll be at 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, be up to a whole chapter soon. But start off where you can. And start small and use your discipline to build that. All right, guys, I want to move on to relationships. And look, man, strong relationship isn't about building on random bursts of effort. That ain't gonna work. It's gonna look fake. But you can't just disappear for a week, then come back with flowers and fix it. Nah, not at all. Gentlemen show up daily. They lead with discipline, not convenience. You have to be intentional with your time. You have to lead with honesty and respect in all your relationships. And you have to be consistent with the way you treat a person. If they're truly valuable to you, you will treat them like they're valuable. If they're truly someone who's worthy of your love and honor, then you treat them with love and honor all the time. That's the thing you have to work on to be consistent. And what all women truly need, they need your leadership, they need your consistency, they need you to be their rock. And that's where you have to be every day. So how do you do this, man? Right. You got to schedule consistent, intentional time with your family, with your partner, with your friends. This is what discipline looks like. See, discipline in a relationship, it's going to equal trust and respect. Before I wrap it up here, let me recap for you. Discipline beats motivation every time. Fitness, finances, faith, and relationships all require discipline. The strongest man is the one who moves even when he don't feel like it. And yes, so tonight, I want you to pick up this challenge. Take one area of your life and then commit to making it better. Commit to a 30-day action plan that you're going to actually do. And make no excuses for yourself. Because at the end of the day, gentlemen, you're the one who makes the moments that matter. Every day, you're made in the daily grind. So get out there and make it happen. Until next time, go be legendary.